We tell them the stories, we tell them what they can expect. And so it's really rewarding when you get the phone call saying, oh my gosh, I just had a patient come in and they haven't slept that well, they haven't had a headache, they haven't taken, Tylenol, and they lived on it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the 88 Show. This is the internet's only dental show where we talk about what matters most in the world of marketing. I'm your host, Joshua Scott. A very special episode. I've got Dan O'Rourke with Optimal Models sitting here. Say hi to everybody.
Hey everybody, so happy to be here.
Dude, let's start from the beginning. How did you even get into dentistry?
Okay, strange story, just by luck. By luck, I grew up in a very small town, 7,000 people, and was in high school looking for something to do, looking for a job, and my best friend worked at a pharmacist next to a dentist, and they were best buddies. The pharmacist and the dentist would play ping pong whenever the dentist had a cancellation. He'd run over there, a ping pong table in the back of the pharmacy.
Nice.
And so he saw my buddy Jeff, and he goes, hey, you have any friends who need a job? He came and told me, and I'm like, I don't know anything about dentistry. It's the farthest thing off my radar, right? And I was, 16 years old, and went down, and I walked in, I said, hi, I'm Dan O'Rourke, and he said, you're hired. So they started to teach me some things and some laboratory work, how to pour models. Then eventually they taught me to do some waxing, and I just fell in love with it. I loved what I was doing. So then I pursued school in Boston, and I kind of always been a seeker. Okay. So I would go and take courses that normally dental technicians wouldn't take. Sometimes I'd call and ask how much. They didn't have a fee for me. They didn't know what to do with me, and by chance I was pretty persistent with one particular continuing education program in Arizona, Dr. Mike Schuster. He knew I was a lab owner, so he pulled me out at lunch break and showed me some of the work he was doing, and I was blown away by it. I've never seen anything quite like it. It was so beautiful. It was so over the top from what I'd been doing it for 20 years and hadn't seen anything like this. And he described what it was and where he was going, and I got home and called OBI immediately. Loved it so much that I became a faculty member there and sat on the boards there, and it just changed my whole life. And then I spent 2 decades studying this model of health. So the biggest difference about us, as opposed to, say, a student comes out of a dental school, they come out of a dental school and they've been taught to treat the symptoms. So if the patient comes in and has a cracked tooth, they're taught how to put a crown on it. And that same patient may come in a year later and need a root canal, and they're taught how to do that. And so they're kind of doing patch the road dentistry. Yeah. Okay, so they're not getting ahead of what's happening. Why are they breaking their teeth? Why are they needing root canals? What's going on in their system? They're not taught that. And they don't know how to move a patient from that pathological state into a model of health. And so that's why we're different. We teach dentists how to be able to diagnose even the most complex dental system in cases and be able to move them to a health model. And it's a world of difference. Yeah.
I know through your website and just knowing you personally, Dentistry's Optimal Model, you can get on the site, it makes some pretty big claims about life change and practice change and personal fulfillment and transformation. How are you so confident about the message?
The beautiful thing about doing something for a long time is you have a track record and you get to see. When you start seeing what happens to the patients. And for me, I love changing dentists' lives and showing the opportunity, but really it's how you take people who suffer in pain every day from TMJ and headaches and migraines and myofascial pain and head, neck, and shoulder pain. And you can make a difference almost immediately without drugs, without all the things that everybody seems to go to. It doesn't always mean that it's right. It can be. Conventional wisdom can be great. I think in our industry, it's not. I've tested that, I've asked certain questions, I see where everybody goes with it, and I don't think it moves people to a model of health. And I think people are searching for health, they can't find it in dentistry.
Yeah. I don't know, is it fair to say kind of proactive versus reactive approach?
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
A dentist who goes out of school and spends his career doing what he learned in school is living in a career of reactive dentistry.
Yeah, okay.
And there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, and I'm not judging anyone. There is just a better way.
Yeah. Why the move towards an online model? What did you see there?
What I saw was a really well-intended group of people trying to hopefully change dentistry, but the commitment and cost was it's such a deterrent. So we knew that we could streamline this and put it online in a very systematic way at a very affordable, I mean, anyone can afford our program. Your return on investment is immediate. We'll help you. We help you through your first case.
Yeah. I know you definitely have had students go through this. What's some of the feedback you're getting after it from some of your students?
Yeah, it's fun because we tell them the stories, we tell them what they can expect, and you wonder whether they think that you're hyping something up or not. We can tell them that you're going to have a patient that comes in, you're going to see this, you're going to hear this about headaches, you're going to be able to take care of that. And I think they wonder, really? Will I really be able to? And so it's really rewarding when you get the phone call saying, oh my gosh, I just had a patient come in and they haven't slept that well, they haven't had a headache, they haven't taken Tylenol, and they lived on it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
The bottom line is this, I tell them, you want to differentiate yourself from everybody else in your community.
Yeah.
I always say that I'm blessed that I have a marketing company that understands what we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you look at marketing in general, you do, of course you do. Everybody's doing how do you differentiate yourself if you have the same marketing company that your competitors have and you're all doing the same thing?
Yeah.
That turns into, I now have to give free whitenings, I've got to do a free cleaning or free exam, and now you've turned our profession into a commodity.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, so you have somebody that comes in, I understand what goes behind this thought. You give them a free whitening, you discover dentistry that needs to be done while they're there, and you hopefully move them towards doing dentistry. The problem with that is that patients now it's such a commodity that they don't value anything. How can they value if it's free? There's no value to free. So they'll leave you and go down the road to your competitor because they happen to have a free whitening and a free exam.
Yeah, and a free Sonicare toothbrush.
And they're gone. And they're gone.
Yeah.
And I hear that on the phone, they're gone. I'm like,
yeah.
You're not going to move somebody from free to comprehensive and expensive.
Right.
They may go from free to cheap.
Yeah.
But they're never going to. It's just not. I say it's a dead end road. Learn how you can be different.
And I love that too, because I've always said I think dentists need to step up and take their place as a trusted healthcare advisor. Because there's okay, I could be a dentist, but you can also look at that role as a trusted healthcare advisor, and that fits right into it. And it's like, step up, take your role alongside a neurologist or along other trusted healthcare professionals in your community.
No question about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be your ticket to success if you do that. You'll never have to worry about what anyone else is doing around you. Our students and the people I've been involved with for years, they have people flying from all over the country to their state to get this dentistry.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the truth. Probably the reason we're most excited that you're here is you brought your wife Joy with you this time.
I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, my wife Joanna was like, if Dan's coming, Joy has to come. So she's actually sitting over here behind the camera. You guys have been married for over 30 years, right? What's the exact number?
34.
34. So that's a huge success story.
Not only were we married for 34 years, we spent every day working together.
Yeah.
And most people are like, how the heck do you do that? And like, how do we not? She compliments me. She makes me much more successful than I'd ever be doing this by myself or hiring someone else who doesn't have their heart in it like she does.
Yeah. So no 90-day performance reviews happening, things like that.
Every year now I do say I'm going to look at the contract and see if I'm going to.
Oh man. Well, so another 20 years from now, you guys will be married for half a century. At that point, life, career, what do you hope you've accomplished? What do you hope you're sitting there kind of looking back on? And
we're so passionate about what we do, and it drives us every day. I can't imagine my life without this. I'd like to change the structure of dentistry. I know Joy would too. We would like to, and so would our whole team, our wonderful clinical director, Dr. Lace. We'd like to change the structure of dentistry. It needs to be changed. It's a great profession. It needs to rise to that level.
I love that. That's why you and I get along so well, is because that's kind of at the core mission of our company too, is I think dentistry needs, in a lot of ways it needs a new story.
Great way to put it. And
so that's kind of what we've been passionate about, is it's really this innovative, inspiring, and this really beautiful industry of humans serving humans. That's the story that needs to be at the forefront.
It is. I always ask in my questionnaire when I'm talking to dentists, why did you become a dentist? And overwhelmingly, 99.9% of the time, to help people.
Yeah.
So the heart's there. We just want to help them elevate that helping people to a greater place.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having
It's so
me.
helpful. I definitely wanted our audience to get familiar with you and
Thank you.
hear your message. If people want to learn more about Dentistry's optimal model, where should they go?
To an incredible website.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's at www.optimalmodel.dental. And you can see everything that these wonderful people do.
Yeah.
And we love it. It's a great website.
Yeah.
Looking forward to some new additions to it after being down here for our second shoot. And but certainly check us out there. There's a place where you can look at a free master class that we do, or you can contact me directly if you'd like to. I'd love to talk about this. I'm passionate about it, and I'll talk about it all day with anybody who wants to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, guys, I appreciate you hanging in there. Another episode. Best place to find me is at Joshua Scott on Instagram. We'd love to connect with you there. Give me comments, shout outs, tell me what you think about this guy. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Always
appreciate
good seeing you.
All right, you too. Guys, we'll catch you on the next episode.